Hey guys, welcome to the Vault. This is Monday Morning Crits. We're back with a new special guest and a regular panelist. So we got Jon from Inkpark in the house, and then we got Chris from Hillside Goods here to join us to give some crits this morning. So Pierre, take it away.
Well, I had a 1 week hiatus, and I come back to two of my favorite creators being on the show. So I've got Chris Cox from Hillside Goods, and you all know my connection to Jon of Inkpark, but you two are fantastic. I couldn't think of a better couple of guys to come back home to. So in a figurative sense, like I'm not, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here. But
no, I'm just kidding.
No, I know. But listen, I think I'm interested to see, because this is my first time doing it in this new format. So I thought, Jon, how about you take us through like how we're going to go about this, and we'll dive right in.
All right. So, we're using the emotes. We're going to be doing some constructive criticism, but I also wanted to let you clinkers know, and all those know, that whatever feedback we give you, again, it's just, especially from Chris and my perspective, we're thinking about the whole process, the embroidery, everything. So, the critiques we're trying to give is just to improve and help you guys as artists. But also know this, talking to Casey, he wants you guys to know that when you do make these changes, and let's say you don't make it, you can repost. We had one a couple weeks ago that's up right now. We had some critiques. He went back, he made the changes, and now he's on pre-order. So make those changes and take the suggestions. All of us as artists could use that. So.
Or don't.
Right. Or don't. Yeah. Or don't. Thank you, Chris.
You can stick to your guns too,
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right. So to get us going.
How about you take us through the emojis again?
Sure. So fire, obviously we got our fire guy here.
Yep.
If one design particularly sticks out to you and you're just feeling it, everything about it, go ahead and put it on there. Okay. Let me know. We got this one needs some more work, maybe some more time thinking about the concept. Okay. This one is, we love it, but maybe we don't love everything about it. Maybe the hat color needs to change, right? Okay. Maybe something else. And this one is like, I don't know if this one should even be up there. Maybe rethink the whole concept. All right. We've had a few issues of that as well. So
now we're allowed to use, each of us are allowed to use how many?
3 each, man. So, I mean, to be honest with you, if one of them doesn't stick out to you as fire, you can use 2 love emotes. There's nothing wrong with that. So,
okay.
But 3 each of us, and we'll hit it off. So, sound good?
Sounds good. So, are we going one by one here? Do we?
Yeah. Let's do one by one. No. As far as designs, we can go one by one, or we could do, pick your 3.
Yeah.
I'll let you decide, Pierre. What do you want to do?
Oh, no, I'll defer to you guys, man. I'm in charge too often, and that's why.
I think we should all do the same category first. So we'll go from like everyone give their love or everyone give their fire or whatever.
But we're only allowed to use 3.
Right. Yeah. So you would tell me which one you love. All right. So we'll start off with that one. Which one do you love, Pierre? But
it's okay if we do. It's okay if we have a duplicate, right? Like if I agree with Leon.
That's fine.
All right. So I want to pick the one that I love, but there's still some stuff that should be changed.
Sure.
All right. I'd go with Big Blue Ox.
Okay. All right. We'll put that guy over there.
I love it. Do you want me to share what I would change or that?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Listen, I do like the logo actually. The colors aren't doing it for me though. So I don't know. Like I think this would look, I think you switch up these colors a little bit on the cap and the undervisor and I'd be in. But I do think there's some adjustments that need to be made. And I'm not sure, man. Does an ox's horns, do they look like that? Straight like that?
Nah, straight like that kind of, but I don't think the placement is totally anatomically correct.
It looks like it's just it was done in order to fill the canvas more so than be authentic.
Could be up for interpretation though. It could be just artistic, he's doing it for the look of it, which is, you still understand what it is.
Yeah, I
mean,
agree
if you're
with
looking
Pierre.
for exact anatomically correct one, maybe that's not the one.
I don't like the horns.
I definitely
Yeah.
agree with Pierre on the hat color for sure. I do like the image, and I think it's pretty clean, and I think it'll embroider pretty nice. So
Yeah, it looks cool. I just think the color is it's too much for me.
yeah. All right, thanks, Pierre. Let's see, Leon. What do you think? Which one do you love?
I'm gonna go with the same one. Big Blue Ox. Basically, to me, it just seems like it's built off of Oakland's Stomper a little bit. So there's a reason for the crossbats to be down there, because the elephants has them by the trunk like that. So I don't know. Maybe it's the weight of that kind of throwing off the thing, and then the horns are huge. Maybe move the crossbats behind it, so you get a little bit more of the ox face as the center of the attention. Because right now it just looks like the horns are protruding right out of the ears. I do like it though. It's a good looking logo. I just think it needs some adjustments. I said, if it's built off of the Oakland A's one, that's fine. It's a cool rendition of it, but there was a reason why the bats were like that in the Oakland one, and if we're here, they're just kind of just floating bats. But yeah, it's like 90% there. It just needs some type of adjustment, I think.
Yeah.
And then the blue on the blue hat is kind of rough too.
Yeah, the blue on blue, yeah, for sure. All right, Chris, give it to us, bro.
I mean, I hate to do it, but I'm going with the same one.
All right,
but I have a couple different critiques on it.
Sure.
I think it's well done. I think the illustration is well done, but I do think, I mean, aside from like the horns being like sort of the Texas Longhorn style, which doesn't really fit an ox, that's an easy fix for this guy. I'm sure he can knock that out in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
But I don't really. Well, okay. Also, to agree with you guys, I don't think the hat needs to be blue. I think the ox itself being blue tells the story. I think the hat could be almost any other color if you want, because the blue ox itself is the whole point of it. So you can make the hat anything as long as the ox is blue, and especially with the beanie, the scully, or the whatever, the toque. I don't know, whatever they all call it.
Whatever we call it.
Yeah. But I'm not sure it needs the hatchets. I think the hat and the fact that it's blue tells the story enough. And you could declutter it a little bit and just lock in with which is the head.
Yeah, you can even maybe emphasize, because when you embroider 3D, like when you do a full embroidery of the smoke coming out of the nose, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, right? I don't think the hatchets are really necessary to effectively tell the story. I think it's already there.
Yeah.
I think it makes it a little bit more busy than it needs to be. I think it could be fine as it is, but I don't think they're necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I like it. All right, so mine, I'm gonna go with Space Cowboy. I think you guys nailed it on the blue ox. I like Kurt. Kurt's a good dude. A couple things I'll change about this hat. He's riding an asteroid, which is kind of cool, but I would give it more of an asteroid look in the back side of it, because he kind of did the shadowing as the horse face in front of it. And the other thing I would do is change the color of the hat. It needs to pop more, the design itself. So even if you did like an off-white, or I know space is dark, so maybe you can even do like a darker purple, or even a royal or something, and add the more stars and stuff. But yeah. I think the hat color needs to change. The design itself is good, clean. I think it'll embroider well. With those two things, I think it's pretty cool. At least it's different. Like, it's different than any astronaut one we've seen so far.
I hate two-tones that are that dark though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can't even see, like, what's the point of a two-tone if you can't even tell that there's two tones?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes subtlety is key though. You never know. Depends how it looks in person,
I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of two-tones that are all dark like that. To me, it's like, it just doesn't. It's almost like having a mono undervisor. It's just like, what, you're just wasting something to me. I don't know.
My problem with this one is just purely with the shape of the asteroid.
Yeah.
I think it looks a little bit like a burrito. And if you just beef up the front of it where the head is, and then you tail it off more, you thin it out more on the backside, I think it'll tell the story a little bit better.
Yeah. That's it. Like, other than that, like, the astronaut's cool. I think that's going to embroider well.
All right.
Everything else is done really well. It just, I like the idea of what he did with it, but I agree with you 100%, Chris. It just needs more detailing in the asteroid itself.
Well, the shape is really important too, especially like on a dark hat like this with like, it's a lot of white and gray. And you want, to quote, you guys' boy with the negative space, right?
Jason, oh my God.
You want to have a good shape. And the negative space is important in building that shape. So when the colors are that similar with like grays and whites, that's more important.
All right. So let's go on to the next one. How about we do this one needs some work. Maybe it needs to be thought out more. Maybe you like the concept, but maybe the artwork isn't matching up to that. Let's go with Pierre. How about you? Which one do you like? Or which one are you feeling?
I would say float like a butterfly.
Okay.
I like the thought. It's a Muhammad Ali type feel. Listen, this is a tough week. I'm gonna be frank with you.
Right.
Like this is one of the tougher weeks that I've seen in a while.
So
now I have to switch. I'm going to switch it to Kick Ass.
Okay.
To Kick Ass. Now I do think that
I was going to pick that one.
That's where I'm going. Listen. I do like the idea of the Muhammad Ali, but this is my first time seeing these. When you guys were throwing these around, I wasn't looking at them. So Kick Ass to me, first of all, that's not going to get approved that way. So the word's going to have to go away. But I do kind of like the thought of like a superhero candy bar with a lollipop as a weapon. It's kind of cool. It's going to need some work, but I do kind of like the idea of it. I mean, that's a Clinkish design.
For sure.
It's weird.
Sure is.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But this is a rough week. I got to just say it. It's a rough week.
What's the undervisor on that one? Is it blue?
Looks like walnut.
It's brown. It's a brown. It's like a walnut.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could get away with the pink. You could go pink on that.
Oh yeah, with the to kind of play off the lollipop. Yeah, I would do that. I think that would be good too.
Or gray.
I think
Metallic
the artwork too look the candy bar itself looked Photoshop. So I don't know if it was or wasn't. So it just does. It definitely needs some work. But yeah,
I like the concept though. I mean, listen, this is not a lot to choose from here. Like there's when we get to the ones that are no ways. I mean, I got a few of those.
Right.
This week I do. I mean, listen, it's just reality of what we're faced with here. So that's mine.
All right. How about you, Leon? Which one are you feeling?
This is hard. So I was gonna go Kick Ass, but I'll go with Milk Snakes, I guess. This one is a snake that doesn't often get used. To me, the problem with it is it doesn't look like a milk snake. Very, very pronounced colors, very big color break, rather than have that kind of like that gradient he uses or whatever. And then they're swimming in milk. This one's a tough one. But drawn wise, it looks cool, but I think it just misses the mark on the concept.
So Magnus was trying to do rare animals, and this is probably one of the rarest. It's an albino two-headed milk snake. So I think he was trying to combine like the rarest of abnormal animals.
Okay. So I can appreciate that.
Yeah. So
I didn't know they were albinos.
Yeah. And that's why, hence the coloring. I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I don't know why it has to be in milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be in milk. That's the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. I would lose that and probably change the hat color. And it wouldn't be too bad.
And he went with a white undervisor.
Yeah. So, all right. How about you, Chris?
Same. But I have other issues with it. I think I love the illustration. I think it's really well done illustration. He's clearly talented, and it looks really nice. I don't think you need that white puddle of
splooge,
whatever you interpret it as.
Excrement.
I don't think it's necessary whatsoever. But if you want to keep the white under, and maybe that ties in the milk aspect of it.
There you go.
But it doesn't need to have, he doesn't need to be squirming around in a pile of that, whatever. And maybe, maybe the shape changes a little bit when you get rid of that pool of milk. Maybe you can do a little more organic, flowy shapes with it. But I do like the illustration. and I think it has a lot of potential. I think it's really well done. I think it just needs a couple tweaks.
I agree. That was good critiques on that one.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm gonna go with. Hey, you guys are right. It's a rough one this week, right? It's definitely a tough one. Oh man. I like the Road Killers concept, but I'm just not feeling the artwork that much, just because I think I don't know. I like the concept.
You got a tire mark on him, right?
Yeah,
he
so
got
like
ran over.
so the story is like, what happens to roadkill if it's not dead? And it comes back in a sense, right?
And it picks up a tire iron and comes
and
after
it's
you.
pissed, right? It's like pissed.
Yeah.
So I like the concept. Again, dude, with these colors, like let's this is Clink Room. Get some more vibrant colors. Look how many black hats are there. Pink
That's
under.
been a constant lately, though. You know, that's been a constant.
Yeah.
And it's weird because Clink Room being what it is, you would think the colors would be more wild, more crazy. Lately, it seems like they're getting real more subdued.
Yeah, for sure.
But maybe that's people trying to make sure their hats sell. You know?
Yeah, I know, and for sure, like black hats sell. But I mean, with all the colors and the variants of fitted hats these days, it's like, you know, come on, you know, if you want your design to pop, like make it pop. So I mean, I like it. I just think
you know, it's interesting. It's almost like the custom world hasn't caught up to the licensed world yet.
Yeah.
Like the licensed world is all about crazy colors now and doing weird stuff, and like the customs have gotten a little more conservative from a colorway perspective, in my opinion.
Right.
I agree with that, and it also seems like sometimes these guys design for the Clink Room are maybe forgetting a little bit of
the roots.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, of course, people want their hats to sell and get, you know, the pre-orders, and so they're going to do more navies and blacks and blues. But the heart of the Clink Room was always not just the characters, but the colorways.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's getting away from that a little bit because people may be looking a little more towards, can I get these pre-orders?
Right. All right. So on this one, this last emote, it's your pick. You can pick the hat, you can pick the emote, you can pick the, you know, why and whatever. So let's go with Pierre. You can pick whatever one you want and whatever design you want, my brother.
All right. Well, Soul Collector has got to go.
We'll give him that one. You're not feeling that one at all, huh?
No. Listen, there's nothing appealing about that design. Like, I don't know if you're gonna do something like that too. Like, it's kind of tough, man. If you're trying to illustrate that sort of thing in that way, to me, that's tough. Not only that, like, no one wants to wear, you know, some bootleg sneaker on their hat. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just an odd.
That's
tough.
true.
It's a tough concept to bring to life.
It is, and it's gonna be tough no matter what, because no one's gonna want, like, you know, like some Walmart special on their hat.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
that's a shoe.
He should change make it like a Jordan 1 or whatever.
SOLE.
Oh, it might have been. I might have just misspelled that.
Well, you saw how John did it with his fresh sidekicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, John put Air Max 90s on there with that aren't Air Max 90s, but they looked cool. That shoe looks recognizable. Yeah, that's recognizable. This thing looks like something some 60-year-old dad is using over at the.
I didn't realize that was a shoe
at the
until
barbecue.
you said something. That's crazy.
Yeah,
what do you think it was?
And to be honest with you, I don't even know how you would. I don't know how you would make that better in a sense, right? Because the idea is there, but how do you convey that?
I think as a concept, it doesn't work on a hat. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. You have a good concept. It might work on a T-shirt, but not on a hat.
Yeah, true.
And even so, the name of it should have been SOLE Collector.
It might have been. I might have messed up.
Oh, that might. That's no big deal. No big deal. But you know what I mean. I don't know. This thing. That good luck trying to bring that one to life.
All right. How about you, Leon? Which emote and which design?
I'm gonna go with the same emote, the laughing one, and I love Jacobo stuff, but that thing there, that's a rough one. If you tackle style as legendary, like as the Fink style, like you gotta That's
Ed Roth, man. You can't miss on that. Yeah,
you can't go halfway. So, I like the stuff he does. He swung and he went for it. Kudos for that. But that one's a rough one.
Yeah, I mean, I get like it's a monster truck, but the whole thing with Ed Roth is the tongue, the mouth, and the eyes, right? Mm-hmm. Everything else is subjective after that. So those are the three prominent things if you're ever going to do that Roth type of style. And the eyes are too small, the mouth isn't big enough, the tongue is there, but
yeah. I love Jacobo. That's probably the worst one I've seen on here of his.
Yeah. All right, how about you, Chris? Which emote and which design?
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to pile on Jacobo, but my beef with that one is different. It's not based on his execution. I think the execution's fine. It's acceptable. It could be worked better, obviously, but I just feel like that's a thing that's been driven into the ground. I think it's I've seen it so many times. It's like I understand it's iconic, but it's been done so many times. And it's like, if you're not gonna do it exact and pristine, like just don't do it. And even then, maybe don't do it. It's been done 1,000 times, do we need more Ed Roth inspired hats? I don't know. I don't think we do, but other people may disagree, but I think we've seen enough.
Yeah.
And I also think the Road Killers is, I would add same emoji to that one. The story's there, but the execution's not. And it just needs more work. And I think you could bring
it's so hard to figure out too. Like when you're looking at it, it doesn't pop. And I mean, he's got like
it doesn't read. You can't tell what
a human foot.
Well, yeah, like a possum.
It doesn't read.
Yeah.
The thing about hats is like it has to read right away. You have to know what you're looking at. And it's cute. It's good to have like cute little details that are like subtle that you pick up later, but the initial image has to read right away. And that one just doesn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So we didn't talk about three of these. I'm gonna pick on one of each of you to kind of give your critique. How about let's see. How about Chris with Float Like a Butterfly? What emote and what would you think? What would you say about that one?
I don't know, man. Can I pass and talk about the Cardboard Dreamers instead?
Okay, I'll give you Cardboard Dreamers. All right.
I just don't know what to do with that one. I don't know why you would want that on a hat. I just don't understand it. I think that's a good illustration. I just don't think that's necessarily gonna sell on a hat. And I mean, I don't know. I don't feel really strongly about it, but I just don't see people buying that. And if you buy it, I feel like I look at it a lot of times, look at it from this direction where like if you're out at the grocery store or whatever, and someone sees you and they're like, "Hey, what's that hat?" You're gonna have a hard time describing what that is. You're gonna be in a conversation for a couple minutes, whether you want to or not.
You're not gonna wear it out.
You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think looking at it, it was like, as a kid, we'd build spaceships out of cardboard kind of theme.
I get the concept. I 100% get the concept. I think the shape of it isn't doing it any favors. And I just think it doesn't read easily.
Yeah. All right. I feel that. All right. How about Pierre with Ship in a Bottle? Don't try not to use any words that rhyme with ship. No, I'm just kidding. So I'll give you.
I understand what it is.
Okay. I just don't. My thing is I don't know how that's going to embroider. Right?
I don't even know why, but why? Why?
Full Count Studios they do some good stuff over there. He does good stuff, but this one is just, I think it is missing the mark.
You're starting to see some stuff that feels a little bit forced now, right? Like he does do some good stuff. I think it's him and his brother in that studio. They do some good stuff, right? That's that's who I think it is, right, Leon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Double J.
Yeah, and his brother. They do some good stuff, but like, listen, when you look at this, right? Jacobo's feels forced. That one feels forced. I don't know. J Matt's to a degree, it feels kind of forced. I mean, I don't know. It just feels like everyone's kind of in this little, I don't know, it's a little dead spot. You know, that's what it feels
I feel
like.
I think you're right. And I think it's based on like, well, for example, Jacobo, he does something every week. He must have submitted like 45 designs, right? And they're just cycling through them. Like at some point, you're not going to put out 45 bangers in a row.
Right, you're not.
Yeah.
It's just like baseball, man. You're not gonna bat 1,000. I mean, that's not what's gonna happen here. But to me, like this week is not good. So I would imagine that we're gonna see maybe one of these make it, or two of these, and then the other four are going to be something that was kind of locked up in the vault, and that they're going to pull out and say, all right, the adaptations have been made, let's go forward with these, because there is no way 6 of these are making it. There's no goddamn way.
No.
There is no way.
You never know with Clink though. You cannot underestimate them. You know, their following's big.
That would be overestimating them. I don't think there's a chance that 6 of these make it.
I mean, there's been good weeks. There's been good weeks when only 3 of them have made it.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine a bad week and 6 of them making it. That'd be.
Yeah.
To me, go ahead, Chris.
We still don't know. It's still like a mystery, like what the magical number is on pre-orders, right?
What do you mean?
Oh,
to get made, like to pass and to go into production.
No.
But I'm saying like the 6 of these can't even make it to pre-order, let alone production.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's what he's saying.
To me, yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, if any, in my opinion, were to get to pre-order, right, with some changes, I see maybe
1.
I see the Blue Ox.
Yeah. Blue Ox is the solid one, and I know what Jay was trying to do. His daughter wanted a butterfly, you know, and this was like a second attempt, I think, at trying to do a butterfly for a hat.
Well, this is Muhammad Ali, man.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a tough concept to get on a hat.
Yeah,
like a butterfly, sting like a bee, hands can't hit, what the eyes can't see.
Right.
It's an iconic situation. It's hard to get that on a hat.
Well, my eyes aren't seeing this one.
To me, you know what I would have done? I would have done something like maybe the Hornets logo kind of flip, where, you know, because then you would add the whole thing, float like a butterfly, and then sting like a bee kind of thing to it. But
yeah.
I would have tried to maybe do that, but yeah.
If I had to tackle that one, I would have done something like I would have made the bee the focal point.
Yeah.
And then maybe like behind it, you do like some tonal butterfly wings, you know, something like that. Because that way you're
cool too. Yeah.
You're not trying to force both of them to be the focal point.
Right.
You make one the focal point, you make one subtle behind it. That might have worked a little bit better. Maybe you could try that out. Maybe he makes the bee a little bit bigger, a little bit more bold, and then he puts some butterfly wings behind it subtly, maybe tonal with the same color as the crown of the hat.
Yeah. And to be clear, like, we're not saying the illustrations are bad by any means. Like,
no, we're not saying
all these illustrations are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's more the concept of trying to make what you're trying to tell come across the hat. Like someone like good example is Leon didn't even know that was a shoe. And I did have the spelling correct. It isn't SOLE. It is SOUL.
Yeah.
So the illustrations are good, but it's just you know, tying. I think you said it, Pierre. Like, you're just trying to force it. You know.
No, I think some people get so enamored with their concept. They're like, oh my God, this is so great. And I think we all do, no matter what, if it's art or whatever it is. I mean, we all come across these things in our lives that we're so enamored with, and then we try to apply it and it just doesn't work.
Sometimes you gotta just let it go when it doesn't work.
Just let it go and put your efforts somewhere else, because to me, like, some of this stuff, like, this is honestly, and this isn't an indictment on Clink Room. This is more of like where we're at right now, is like, this is the worst week I've seen in a long time.
I'll say this, and this might be controversial. People might not agree with this, but sometimes you come up with something that looks good and you just build the story behind it.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, I mean, it's, you know, because I mean, you have a great concept and you get stuck on trying to force it onto this hat. Where sometimes you can just come up with a concept like, I want to do like a bee, and you make the greatest bee you can make, and then behind it you build a story.
Yeah, you can go in that reverse order.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was gonna ask you, when you guys create for yourself, do you guys, at what point do you guys name the hat? I feel like these are named before they're made. These
I'm
ones.
sort of the opposite. It's not always, but a lot of times I come up with the concept, not like I'm just like the visuals, but I come up with the concept, and then when I'm done, like when I'm naming the file to send off, I come up with the name to put on the file. You know.
Yeah.
Because the name's not important.
The name comes last for me.
I've
released hats without a good name. Like,
the name doesn't really matter. The concept, I hate to say it.
Like,
I hate to say, especially on an episode where we were talking about the Clink Room, where the concept is everything. But the concept to me doesn't matter that much. People don't know about the concept when they see that hat. You know, if you wear that hat out, nobody's looking at it like, I wonder what the story is behind that hat. They just look at it and do they like it or do they not like it?
I agree with you to an extent, but I do think if there's something crazy looking enough that people do sometimes kind of wonder or sometimes connect. Like, I think honestly, like that float like a butterfly, I'm not going to say that it'll ever work, but if that were ever nailed, I think some people would really get it. Because, you know, I do. I just, but I am of the belief too that, and John and I are doing a lot of this with good hats too, is like we are going reverse order sometimes, right?
Oh yeah.
We have some stuff that's going forward from a concept, like a story to a design, which John is fantastic at, but some of it is too, like he has designs that we start building stories around it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Grim Gorditas was one of them that we did with Clink, and we built a story around it, you know, after, but it was already, you know. So it's interesting. You're right. I think you're right, Chris. I think it kind of depends. You can go in both orders though.
Yeah.
But
and coincidentally, this one, the Barbudos, is one of the only ones that I had the concept 100% in mind, and then I built the logo to match it.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's 50-50 or even goes the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know one thing. I can speak for Leon on this. Leon and I can't do anything that's up here. So we can't do any of it. So we're always enamored by great creations, but we're also going to be honest, you know, like, I mean, for me, like I disagreed. I don't like the illustration of milk snakes. I don't like it at all.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
There isn't one thing about that I like.
I mean, from an artistic standpoint, or like
from an artistic, I don't like it. It looks like
it just doesn't feel. He just does not feeling it.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It just. I don't know. It doesn't look like, they don't look like cool. It doesn't look like a cool snake to me.
I didn't realize it's a two-headed snake at first.
Coming from somebody who just had a snake hat release, snakes are hard to do, and I think he did a pretty good job rendering those snakes.
Really, they look like they look almost square to me.
No, I think they're
pretty. I like.
They're albino too, so it's like I don't think he did bad. But you have to think of it as. Like we also think of it as
you can't discredit my opinion. So
no,
like I look at logos all day long. Like that's what I do all day long. To me, those snakes, they look, I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't look like an authentic, an authentic, just cool, intimidating snake. It looks, I can't even tell it's two-headed.
For sure. Like I said,
I think that criticism is well founded. You can't tell it's two-headed. It looks like two snakes.
Yeah, it looks like two snakes.
Yeah.
But I like the faces on it. I think the snake heads are good.
Yeah.
The actual snake heads, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, well, that's why we all have different opinions. Yeah, that's why we're all here. Yeah. All right. Well, this was good. I like having you guys on because you guys can really tear things apart differently. So this was fun.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
I want to know what John would do with the butterfly one.
Oh, me? So like when I look at things like that, I tend to navigate towards what's been done and what's successful. And one of my favorite logos is the Hornets, and when I think of float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, the point of that whole quote is the sting like the bee, right? So the bee needs to be it. So there's some great bee examples. Like You have Georgia Tech. You have the Hornets, right? You have so many good like B illustrations. Why, maybe take one of those and make it yours. And I do like the idea of you said, hey, put some butterfly wings on it, or some aesthetic of butterfly wings, because
in the background,
then you have a winner to me, because then people will be like, oh, B, get it. Oh, okay. Boxing gloves, get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that B needs to have boxing gloves on, but maybe it's some more bold, athletic, just in your face B.
Yeah.
And then you have like some subtle wings behind it that look like butterflies.
Yep. I agree. All right, cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, this was fun, guys. I appreciate Chris as always. I appreciate you coming on. We're going to have you on the Saturday show really soon. I can't wait to see your thoughts and hear your thoughts around some of the licensed stuff that's out there. That'll be fun. I'm sure to dig in there. We'll have Jon on with you too. So you guys will be the dynamic duo coming on Saturday night. So thanks again, fellas. Jon, thank you for leading us through this. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries,
man. We always enjoy
Chris.
that. Yeah. And Leon, big fella, hopefully your internet holds on long enough to take us away.
Yeah, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, rate, review, subscribe to the podcast on all streaming platforms. Next time, we out.
See you, everybody.